Over the last couple of years, a lot of people have started to pay more attention to Dalton Township politics because of controversies. As is always the case in politics, everyone pays attention when there is a controversy, and usually when there isn't, people let it slide. That has been different in different societies. Ancient Greece, Athens in particular, was very different in that way, and there are benefits and downsides to that. Getting into office after a couple of years of political involvement over things I disagreed with, I decided to focus on management almost exclusively for the first 6 months before I tackled political items. And I will address the political things that are the controversies of our time. Each age and each generation has different things that they encounter in that way, and I have no problem with addressing those. But working on communication is definitely something that needs to happen, just in general, from most townships. There are, of course, meetings, but a lot of people that can't make the meetings, or they don't want to make the meetings. And meetings aren't necessarily just for discussion. When I first took office, we were having working sessions a decent amount, which I liked because we could just have kind of that open discussion. But there were a lot. There was 1 month where we technically had 5 meetings, and we've had meetings that went over 3 hours, and I've had meetings where the information packet for the board was 230 pages. So we've done a lot of stuff, and some people don't like those long meetings and all those meetings, which is completely reasonable. I'm starting to tone those down now. I'm working on toning them down. I've put in a lot of long evenings, long days, a lot of weekends. I'm here now on a weekend just to get things done. My schedule is a little chaotic, and I'm completely comfortable with that. I see my job as trying to tackle problems and get those done, and there are certain things that have to happen here at the township in business hours, and then there are other things that I can have conversations or go to trainings or meetings at any given time to try to solve some of these things that I want to get done. And I am down to a certain length of time for tackling problems. I don't have it up on my phone, but I can look it up really quick. So from today, which it is August 8th, 2021, I have 3 years, 3 months, 1 week, and 5 days left in office, if we consider November 20th to be the swear-in date for whoever takes office after this next election. And so to help facilitate some more of this communication, I'm reaching out in different ways. I'm going to establish an Ask Jeff Anything meeting where people can come just completely discuss things. We've gone away from working sessions because that was a lot for people. I try to tie discussion items into our meetings, but then the meetings have gotten kind of chaotic because of some political controversies, but also because you're trying to have things where it's more of an open discussion, but you're also trying to decide on things where you're trying to get business done. And so I'm trying to establish an avenue that's going to be a little different than that. Now, previously, while being against the township and running a campaign against the township, even when I wasn't trying to run a campaign to take office, I'd done a lot of writing, and I've done a lot of writing anyways. I've written hundreds of articles, almost 400 articles on all sorts of subjects, and I really prefer writing, and I would like and hope that I will be able to get back to writing at some point, doing more of it here in the future. But I haven't been able to in these last 9 months or so that I've been in office, just because I've been so busy. Chief Stiles, which puts in a ridiculous number of hours for the fire department. He joked a handful of times over the first handful of months that I was here that we were competing on who was here the most, and that is decently true. The board packets so far have been fairly ridiculous. There are the board packets so far since I've been in office for these 9 months, which that is enough in the board packets to cover 4 years. So we could make the case that we've done 4 years worth of work in the last 9 months, and that would be a very reasonable statement to make. But I'm hoping to do video updates about a lot of the discussions that I have. We have a lot of things that come up, and they come up repeatedly, and I have a similar discussion with a bunch of different people about the same thing. And this would be easier, one, and save me time, but it'd probably be easier for people to just be able to go and watch the video. So that's what I'm working on, establishing these for, at least trying them out. Hopefully they work. We established the official YouTube account for the township to release informational items and record meetings and post those, and that's been going fairly well. So this is kind of the next step as I'm tackling things, and we have a lot of other things rolling out, which is what I'm going to cover in some of these videos. So I hope they're useful for people, and they will be slowly coming out as I encounter things and want to cover things.